What up, YouTube? It's your boy Elroy back here again with some more content. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First and foremost, I just want to say how you doing. Hope you're doing well. Hope all your prayers and blessings are coming true. Shoot. Shout outs to you for waking up. Shout outs to you for taking your medicine, going to school, cleaning your room, making your bed. Shouts to you if you're sober. Shouts to you if you're not. And that's okay. Peace and blessings. Namaste. First things first, mental check. Mental check, man. So, man, there's some stuff always weighing heavy on me. You know, I gotta get off my chest first. You feel me? My aunt died, man. It was crazy. And it's weighing heavy on me. She passed Wednesday. And so, if you see my last episode, my godmom died, and now my aunts died. And it's just, I get into it deeper, but just mentally, I don't know, man. It's just, it was crazy because I was sitting there in the hospital with her. You know, we got family around, all the grandbabies, all our kids, cousins, and whatever, whatnot. And man, we were just discussing her funeral, like right there when she's still alive, and she's hearing it, and she's, you know, giving suggestions on what songs she wants and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, it just kind of dawned on me, the duality, like having, you know, the grandbabies, my baby cousins in the same room, and, you know, just full of life. And my aunt, who's literally on her deathbed, you know, about to return to heaven. And it's just, you know, just like there's 2 feet, you know, 2 steps with the youth is like 2 steps into life, and then with aunt, my aunt, I guess you can say their grandmother, 2 steps out, and you know, 2 steps out of life, and you just, I don't know, the duality just made me feel so real. I still feel so real about it, just cause I don't know, it's just the duality of it all. And the crazy thing about it is, I see my aunt at my godmother's funeral, and so I don't know. It's just crazy. It was just really surreal to think like one day I'm going to die. Like I said in the previous video, like I'm a die one day. We're all gonna die one day, and to have to set up your own funeral, I don't know, it makes me feel some type of way. It puts me in a headspace that makes me feel so real, and to have 2 of these deaths back to back is mad surreal for me. So yeah, mentally I've just been kind of like dull necessarily, not numb, because I'm processing all my emotions. I'm processing them with you guys. I'm processing them with my therapist and whatnot, and you know, all the people around me and stuff like that. But I feel dull. You know what I mean? It makes me feel, I don't know. I operate in a delayed grief. Like, grief don't hit me until like weeks or sometimes months, even years later. And then that's when I, have the breakdown and stuff like that. I'm trying to get better, you know. I'm healing, not healed, as I say. But yeah, just breaking all that down. And so, emotional check. Emotionally. Like I said, I'm not numb. I'm just processing. Just processing it all. I think maybe like 2 weeks ago now, or a week ago now, I want to say, I felt like I was just about to process the grief and emotion of my godmom dying, and then next thing you know, I literally get a phone call the next day, or that day actually, that my aunt was in the hospital with cancer. And man, so get into it real quick. Straight out of a horror movie. Kid you not, straight out of a horror movie. Aunt was at godmom's funeral, and literally like 2 or 3 days after that, she was straight up in the hospital. She had PNET, which, long story short, it's a high tier grade level of cancer. It's rare to get it. It's even more rare where they found it at, right? They found it in the cervix. Crazy part about it all is that she caught cancer on my birthday, like the birthday week. She caught it. She jumped through all the hoops. She did everything she was supposed to do. They at first didn't know how to treat it, and then turn around. They did surgery. Thought they had gotten out. Now, in my head canon, is that they never really got it out. In my head canon, they never really got it out. Like the type of cancer so strong or so rare to have that we don't have the technology to see if it's repressed. Because typically with cancer patients, and then they try to take it out, quote unquote, they take out the core, and then what I like to call the spores are repressed, and that's where you do the scans. You can scan for that type of stuff, but for this type of cancer that's so high grade, high tier, high level, the machines couldn't find it, and so I don't even think they got rid of it, because doing the timeline, basically, she had the surgery, she healed up, did the testing, where whoop the scoop, and right around the time she was doing the healing and testing, she had got it back. So literally, we're talking about like weeks apart from the first surgery to her getting it. We're talking about less than 2 weeks. She got it right back, and when it came back so aggressive, so angrily aggressive. It just went up all up her body. It started her cervix back again. It went to her bladder. It destroyed her bladder. Went into her lower intestines. From the doctor's description, pretty much it looked like a hedgehog, a porcupine, had been rolling in her lower intestines, because she had small little pin needle holes all in her lower intestines. It shot it up to her lungs. It was in the back of her lungs, her rib cage, all in her chest cavity, just all throughout her chest cavity, and slowly enough, it just started deteriorating her. That's what the cancer. I could be wrong, but to my understanding, it's a cancer that's a tumor, and it eats you alive. It literally eats you alive. So, like, they took out her cervix and everything. It ate it, like, they had to take it out. They thought, it was out. And so, it pretty much ate her alive. And this week, we just pretty much been waiting for her to go. From the news I heard, she went out peacefully. You know what I'm saying? She went out gracefully. She had her grandbabies there and her kids there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. I lightweight didn't even want to be there for real, honestly. You know, if you watch the channel, you already know I ain't really vibing with the family, but I am happy to know, even though how much bad blood we have between the family, at least we can come together for a funeral. You know what I mean? We might not be able to come together for holidays and a family reunion, but we can come together for a funeral, at least. You know what I mean? I respect the family in my blood for at least having that dignity to come together at least for a funeral. And you know what I'm saying? It was pretty dope. It was pretty dope to see, and see how the people's there. All right, enough with the sad news. It's a beautiful day here in the 502. I ain't doing much of nothing. I ain't doing much of nothing. Just chilling. Little news I've been picking up here and there. Let's see. Little news I've been picking up here and there. Star Fox is coming back. Original, same Star Fox. Okay, I guess. I played Star Fox when it came out on 64, and they ain't do nothing new, which is disappointing. Like, you got all this technology, you can do nothing new with it, but that's the way, the Japanese companies really work. They really, like Capcom, I'm drawing a blank, but Capcom is a big wig. They keep it the same. They keep it the same because people buy it. So, you know what I mean? I don't blame them. But it looks cool, looks interesting, for sure. I'm not a big fan of I don't know what they use. Maybe they use captures, the little balls. Maybe they use like real people for the faces. I'm not a real big fan of that. I feel like they could have went a little bit different. But they wanted to make it more realistic, so I get it. I see the vision. You know what I'm saying? Will I play it or buy a Switch 2? Probably not. Don't get me wrong now. Railgun games are dope and cool, but I'm not in this economy. I'm good. What else in the gaming news world? Resident Evil just came out with Leon Must Die. That looks freaking fun. Now that I would go out my way to download or buy or whatever have you. That looks pretty dope. That looks pretty cool. Just for the simple fact, if you don't know about it, it's pretty much like a roguelite sort of thing. You just go through levels and you collect, different types of weapons and stuff like that. Trade them off, get uploads and stuff like that. It's really cool. I like the concept of it. That's really dope. It reminds me of what was it called? Dead Ops Arcade, where Black Ops had that like arcade. What's it, Black Ops? I can't remember. Call of Duty had that arcade style game. It was like over the top. Oh yeah, over top. You know what I mean? You're looking overhead top, whatever. Have your arcade game, which I loved. I love that game too. You know what I mean? It's not the same at all, but it gives off that vibe. That cool, something new from the IP. You know what I mean? You're doing a little something new. Nothing outrageous. Something that's already been done, but it feels new and looks new because it's on an IP. You know what I mean? An IP that's been running for decades. It's, you know what I mean? They doing generational runs now. So you know what I mean? So that was really dope. That was really cool. Xbox. I gotta talk about Xbox. I gotta talk about Xbox. So they're changing their logo. They're coming out with a new console, and they're dropping the prices of Game Pass. And no more day one Call of Duty. I called it. I told y'all. Putting day one games is stupid. Why are you putting day one games on Game Pass? No, I'm guaranteeing you. Just watch. Hear me out. It's going to be, Game Pass is going to eventually be the library of games. Of Xbox games. And they're going to do it by tier. I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it. I'm saying it again. I've said it before. I'm saying it again. They're going to do the tiers. Each tier is more modern than the last. So the best top tier, you pay the top big bucks on Game Pass, you get the most modern game. I guarantee you, I'm calling it out now. They already dropping their prices, so they want their customers back. They want those Game Pass users back. They want their subscribers back. They've been trying to either gut out Xbox for Microsoft. Microsoft has been trying to gut out Xbox and or try to rescue it and be more consumer gamer friendly. I guarantee you in the next, I want to say, what I give it in the video, 7 years? I think it was like 6.5, 7 years. Give it another 6.5, 5.5, 6 years. Watch, I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now. They are going to they're going to make Game Pass the library of games. And now I know what you're thinking. Yeah, like Game Pass already has a bunch of games. No, you're not listening to me. The operating system. When you go on Game Pass, right, and you have the lowest tier, you will be able to play the old Gears of War, the old whatever scoop. You're going to be able to play the second Halo or whatever have you, and then tier 2, and then that's it. But of course you get advertisement to bump up to Xbox to the next tier and this, that, and the third. But you'll get all the older games. You know what I mean? You get all the older games. And as the years go by, the oldest games will start panning off. And the more newer games will come up. And so forth, and so forth, and so forth. So if you really don't really play games like that, but you like the old games, right? All you gotta do is wait. I don't know what type of window they'll put on it. Every 6 months, every 2 years, every 5 years, every next console, they'll bump it up. I'm calling it right now. I see it. I see the victory. I guarantee you. Watch, I guarantee you. There's no doubt in my mind about it. And plus, I mean, they need to do it. We need Xbox. Because Sony, speaking, it's a great segue, Sony is going to dig all up in the gamers' guts. It's going to dig up all up in it. If Sony and Nintendo get a monopoly on the gaming industry, gaming's going to be done forever. They're going to completely, entirely ruin it. They already, Sony's going about, Sony don't watch itself. It's console gamer department, so to speak. Ain't gonna make it. With the Steam Deck coming, well, not the Steam Deck, the Steam machine coming out, you got a new kid on the block, you're raising your prices, talking about Sony, you're raising your prices, your accessories, all your accessories are outrageously high. Like you're completely gouging your consumers in a market that is obliterating the consumer already. Like you're not going to tell me that the CEOs, the investors, the funders, the directors don't see the climate in which the consumers are. Their consumers are not just their, gamers. Their mothers, their fathers, they go to grocery stores. They have cars with gas stations. Or they have cars and they need to go to the gas station. They have doctor notes, this and the third. If you're not conscious enough to think that, and at least have the awareness or even the wherewithal to put that into mind while you're making these huge executive decisions, dude, I'm sorry, I don't care for your company, honestly. I mean, granted, who am I? And granted, if you don't know, on this channel we're very, very, very pro-consumer, very, very consumer friendly, very consumer advocacy. You know what I mean? Like over here in Elway's world, we think consciously about what we consume and what we give out for people to consume. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, you gotta. Gary Vee says it the best. One of the greatest skill that's going to be in the next couple of years, one of the greatest skills to have, is emotional intelligence. Tell me, let me know if I'm lying. Let me know if I'm lying. Let me know. It's emotional intelligence. And if you don't think that your customer or consumer thinks about your product versus what they need and will always choose what they need, or you think some way somehow, or better yet, you think some way somehow your customer or consumer is going to choose your product over something they need to survive, you're crazy. Because I'm sorry, no one needs a console, right? Like the Black Hokage always says, having a console, owning a console, and gaming is a first world privilege. It's not something, you know what I'm saying? It's a first world privilege. You don't need a console. You don't need gaming. You just don't. It's a first world privilege. It's a privilege overall. So, yeah, that blows my mind with Sony. I'm a big Sony fan. I grew up on Sony. Started with the very first Sony. Keep it 100 with you. Between you and me, I'm a Sega man. For real. I'm just saying. And speaking of Sega, I seen a trailer for Stranger Than Heaven, which was dope. It was really dope. And shout out to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg out here doing side quests now. You feel me? He out here doing side quests now. What? Got a brother in a Chinese, or is it Japanese? I think it's Japanese. Japanese origin story video game, son. And I just seen a short from a black content creator. I think his name's Tony Weaver Jr. He was saying that the creators pretty much made a Japanese version of The Sinners, which is a wild comparison. I was like, bro, is that a stretch? But then he broke it down. He was like, Stranger Than Heaven is about these two friends who are like brothers, who have that brotherly friendship. They go to a country where they're outcast, they're pretty much discriminated against, and they open up a not a jazz, because that's in Sinners, a lounge or something like that. I think it's a lounge or something like that. I can't remember. But they open it up, and of course, as soon as they started, I guess you can say, start bubbling up, they get into it with the crime organization families in the town they're in. I don't know. I hear a lot of similarities to black communities. I'm just saying. And the way Tony Weaver spliced it up was like, hey, yo, this is the Japanese version of, you feel me? And they've got, what is it? They got Southern blues with Japanese blues artists. I'm telling you, you take us anywhere and we're going to be loved. You take black people anywhere, we're going to be loved. Yeah, we gotta fight through all the stereotypes and all those stereotypes and bourgeois, blah, 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 blah. They still gonna love us at the end of the day. You feel me? So I thought that was dope. And plus there's Snoop Dogg's in it, and Snoop Dogg, from the trailer and what I've seen so far about people talking about it, Snoop Dogg plays this like the old wise man, the old kung fu wise man. You feel me? So like, bro, it's fire. RZA would be proud. RZA would be proud. RZA would be happy. I would not be surprised if RZA played it and played Yakuza. I would not be surprised at all. Not be surprised at all. Excuse me. No, I would not be surprised at all. But no, that actually looked up. I played what Yakuza. I want to say 3 or 2 or 3. I played one of the very very old older ones, and I liked it. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I really liked what was it called? Judgment Days or something like that. Where dude was a cop or something, and you were fighting crime and all this and third, and you played undercover. You was undercover cop or something like that. I think it's called Judgment Days. But I thought that was really cool. I didn't get a chance to play that, but I thought that was really cool. That was vastly interesting, and of course, it's got concepts of hip hop and urban and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? There's that. But no, that was a dope game. I think that was a dope game. Speaking of games, Pragmata. Man, so brother, I just don't know. So the controversy, I'm going to say the controversy around Pragmata, if you don't know, is that quote unquote male gamers are finding inspiration to want to have kids. And of course, in these days and times, there was a little backlash behind that. A lot of just misandrous, whatever that word is, prejudice towards men, women coming out and being like, men don't have daddy fever, and this is a whole bunch of perverted and pervy, and this panders to pedophiles and whatever. Move to scoop and my thoughts is just like, wow, have we really come to that? Have we really come to that? Like, has society now I'm pausing so much because I want to choose my words rightly. Choose my words correctly. Has society bombarded women so much with the pandering, the psychological attacks, the emotional pulling of strings, the gaslighting, to a point where there's anything good, anything positive towards a male's position in a family, household, staff, anything even remotely relating to a male's even presence, just going to be like just trashed? Have we come to those? Are we at those times now? And I just gotta think, like, what is the 16-year-old boy who's raised in a 2-parent household, who's raised by everyone, his uncles, his aunts, they're all married. What is that kid going to think now? Because now he can't have a positive outlook or a positive vision of being married with kids. Because of course this kid growing up is on, was raised by a tablet instead of a TV. Is on social media more times than 10, more times than not. Was raised on group chats and Fortnite, right? And hearing this and going to see this and just like what, I don't know. It just dawns on me the times we're living in right now. And what does it say and what does that say to the little girl in the same scenario, raised up pretty much damn near the same way? What does that tell her? Because she's seeing her fellow woman or girl participate in that behavior, and she wants to be married. She wants to find that boy who wants to be married. But yet, if she goes against the grain and doesn't go the sisterhood, the hive mind, right, doesn't fall for the pandering and the emotional string pulling, she gets outcast. She gets called a pick me and then not chosen. You know what I mean? Like it's a very convoluted conversation. I might go on live a little later for that type shit, but man, I don't know. I've been ranting enough. I know y'all tired of me. If you made it this long in the video, shout outs to you. Drop a comment down below. Subscribe, like, follow, do all that beautiful stuff, because here at Roy's World you are making a change just by one click of the button. Remember, somebody, somewhere, somebody loves you. I'm out.